Millions believed a horrific Orca attack killed trainer Jessica Radcliffe, but the terrifying truth about AI deception will shock you more. A gruesome video spread like wildfire across social media, showing a young woman being brutally attacked by a killer whale during a live show. The footage was so realistic, so disturbing, that millions of viewers believed they were watching a real tragedy unfold. The victim was supposedly 23-year-old Marine trainer Jessica Radcliffe, killed at Pacific Blue Marine Park when an orca named Kasatka turned violent during a routine performance. The videos were horrifying. Blood-soaked water, screaming crowds, and images that showed human arms sticking out of the whale's mouth. Social media exploded with outrage, sympathy, and demands for answers. Justice for Jessica began trending worldwide. News outlets scrambled to cover the story. Marine parks faced renewed criticism about keeping killer whales in captivity. But here's the shocking truth that will make your blood run cold. None of it was real. Not the attack, not Jessica Radcliffe, not even Pacific Blue Marine Park. The entire story was created by artificial intelligence, and millions of people fell for one of the most sophisticated hoaxes in internet history. This isn't just another fake news story. This is a terrifying glimpse into our future, where AI can create videos so realistic that even experts struggle to tell what's real from what's fake. The Jessica Radcliffe hoax didn't just fool random social media users, it fooled journalists, animal rights activists, and people who should have known better. The story first appeared on TikTok in late 2024, when users began sharing what appeared to be news footage of a deadly orca attack. The videos showed a blonde woman in a wetsuit performing with a massive black and white killer whale. Everything looked normal at first. The trainer was confident, the whale seemed calm, and the crowd was enjoying the show. Then disaster struck. The whale, identified as Kasatka, suddenly grabbed the trainer and pulled her underwater. The footage was grainy and shaky, as if filmed by panicked spectators, which only made it seem more authentic. Screams echoed from the crowd as blood began to spread through the water. Emergency responders rushed to the scene, but it was too late. Additional videos claimed to show the aftermath, covered bodies being removed, press conferences with tearful marine park officials, and news anchors reporting on the tragedy with somber expressions. Some clips even showed the whale with what appeared to be human remains in its mouth. Images so disturbing that they were quickly banned from most social media platforms. The story had every element needed to go viral. A young, attractive victim whose whole life was ahead of her. A shocking workplace accident at a beloved family entertainment venue. The ongoing debate about keeping marine mammals in captivity, and footage that was graphic enough to generate outrage, but not so extreme that platforms would immediately remove it. Within hours, the videos had millions of views. Jessica Radcliffe became a household name overnight. Social media users shared their shock and anger, demanding that marine parks be shut down immediately. Animal rights groups pointed to the footage as proof that orcas should never be kept in captivity. Marine biology experts were interviewed about the dangers of working with killer whales. But something was wrong. Journalists who tried to verify the story couldn't find any official reports of the incident. No police statements, no obituaries, no press releases from Pacific Blue Marine Park. In fact, they couldn't find any evidence that Pacific Blue Marine Park even existed. Phone numbers led to disconnected lines. Addresses led to empty lots or completely different businesses. Forbes magazine and the International Business Times began investigating the viral videos more closely. What they discovered was disturbing in a completely different way than anyone expected. The footage wasn't real. It was generated by artificial intelligence. Every frame of video, every news report, every photograph had been created by computer algorithms trained to produce realistic-looking media. The investigation revealed telltale signs that should have raised red flags. The movement of water didn't follow proper physics. The whale's behavior was inconsistent with how real orcas move. The blood in the water spread in unnatural patterns. Most damning of all, facial recognition software couldn't match Jessica Radcliffe to any real person, and reverse image searches found no sources for the photos that claimed to show her. Even the audio was fake. The screams, the news anchor voices, the emergency announcements, all generated by AI voice synthesis technology. The creators had used real news footage as templates, then digitally replaced the faces, voices, and content to create their fictional story. The process was so sophisticated that it fooled millions of viewers who had no reason to question what they were seeing. The hoax was particularly cruel because it exploited real tragedies. In 2010, SeaWorld trainer Dawn Broncho was actually killed by an orca named Tilikum during a show at SeaWorld Orlando. The incident was widely reported and documented, sparking years of debate about marine mammal captivity. The Jessica Radcliffe hoax borrowed heavily from this real tragedy, using people's existing knowledge and emotions about orca attacks to make the fake story seem credible. The creators also tapped into ongoing controversies about marine parks. Public opinion about keeping whales and dolphins in captivity has shifted dramatically since documentaries like Blackfish exposed the dark side of the industry. Many people were already primed to believe that another trainer death was not just possible, but inevitable. The hoax played perfectly into these existing beliefs and fears. As the truth emerged, the story took an even darker turn. Investigators discovered that the Jessica Radcliffe hoax was likely created as a test run for more serious misinformation campaigns. The sophisticated technology and coordinated distribution suggested this wasn't the work of internet pranksters, but possibly state actors or organized groups trying to perfect their ability to spread false information. The implications are terrifying. If AI can create convincing footage of a marine park tragedy, what else can it create? Fake evidence of crimes, false statements by political leaders, or staged events that could influence elections or start conflicts. The Jessica Radcliffe hoax proved that the technology to fool millions of people already exists and is being actively used. Social media companies were caught completely off guard. Despite having billions of dollars and thousands of employees dedicated to content moderation, none of the major platforms initially flagged the Jessica Radcliffe videos as potentially fake. The content spread for days before fact-checkers and journalists began raising questions. Even then, many platforms were slow to remove the videos or add warning labels. The psychological impact on viewers was real, even though the story was fake. Thousands of people experienced genuine grief and trauma from watching what they believed was footage of a woman being killed. Some viewers reported having nightmares or panic attacks. Marine park employees faced harassment and threats from people who believed they worked for an industry that had just killed another trainer. Animal rights activists were particularly affected because they had used the fake story to promote their real cause. When the hoax was exposed, some worried that the revelation would undermine legitimate concerns about marine mammal captivity. The fake tragedy had twisted real issues into a web of lies that made it harder to have honest conversations about animal welfare. The creator or creators of the Jessica Radcliffe hoax remain unknown. Despite extensive investigations by law enforcement and technology companies, no one has been arrested or identified in connection with the fake videos. This anonymity makes the hoax even more troubling. It shows how easy it is to create and distribute sophisticated misinformation without consequences. The technical aspects of the hoax were impressively sophisticated. The AI-generated videos used a technique called Deepfake technology, which analyzes thousands of real images and videos to learn how to create fake ones. The creators likely fed the system footage of real marine park shows, actual orca behavior, and existing news reports to create their fictional story. Voice synthesis technology, also known as voice cloning, was used to create the fake audio. These systems can now replicate human speech patterns so accurately that even family members might not detect the difference. The news anchor voices in the Jessica Radcliffe videos were likely generated by training AI on real news broadcasts, then programming it to say whatever the creators wanted. The distribution strategy was also carefully planned. The videos first appeared on multiple platforms simultaneously, suggesting coordination rather than organic sharing. Fake social media accounts amplified the content, creating artificial engagement that fooled platform algorithms into promoting the videos to even more users. By the time human moderators realized something was wrong, the story had already reached millions of people. Educational experts warn that the Jessica Radcliffe hoax represents a new phase in the misinformation wars. Previous fake news stories typically involved misleading text articles or doctored photographs. This hoax proved that convincing fake video content is now possible, which is particularly dangerous because people tend to trust video evidence more than other forms of media. The speed at which the hoax spread also highlighted weaknesses in how information travels through social media. Users shared the videos based on emotional reactions rather than verification. The shocking nature of the content actually helped it spread faster, as people were more likely to share something that provoked strong feelings of outrage or sympathy. Fact-checkers and journalists learned valuable lessons from investigating the Jessica Radcliffe hoax. They developed new techniques for identifying AI-generated content, including analyzing pixel patterns, checking for unnatural movements, and verifying that all people and places mentioned in a story actually exist. These methods will be crucial as AI-generated hoaxes become more common and sophisticated. Law enforcement agencies are also adapting to the threat of AI-generated misinformation. The Jessica Radcliffe case prompted new investigations into how deepfake technology is being used maliciously and what laws might be needed to prosecute creators of sophisticated hoaxes. Some jurisdictions are considering making it illegal to create AI-generated content designed to deceive people about real events. The marine park industry itself was affected by the hoax, even though no real incident occurred. Legitimate facilities faced questions from visitors who had seen the fake videos and were concerned about safety. Some parks reported decreased attendance and increased security concerns following the viral spread of the Jessica Radcliffe story. Technology companies are racing to develop better detection systems for AI-generated content. The Jessica Radcliffe hoax exposed major gaps in current content moderation systems, which rely heavily on human reviewers who may not be trained to spot sophisticated deepfakes. New automated systems are being developed that can analyze videos frame by frame for signs of AI manipulation. The hoax also revealed how unprepared most people are to evaluate the authenticity of online content. Educational initiatives are being developed to teach media literacy skills, helping people recognize potential signs of AI-generated misinformation. These programs focus on encouraging skepticism, verifying sources, and understanding how modern technology can be used to deceive. Mental health professionals noted that hoaxes like the Jessica Radcliffe story can have real psychological effects on viewers. The trauma of believing you witnessed a violent death, even if it was fake, can cause lasting distress. Support resources have been developed for people affected by disturbing fake content, and social media platforms are being urged to provide better warnings about potentially upsetting material. The international response to the Jessica Radcliffe hoax varied significantly. Some countries with strong media literacy programs saw lower rates of belief in the fake story. Others, particularly those with limited access to fact-checking resources, saw the hoax spread more widely and persist longer. This disparity highlighted the global nature of the misinformation challenge. Researchers studying the hoax identified several factors that made it particularly effective at deceiving people. The story built on existing knowledge and emotions about real Orca attacks. The videos appeared to be filmed by multiple sources, creating false verification. The content was disturbing enough to generate strong emotional reactions, but not so extreme as to seem obviously fake. The Jessica Radcliffe hoax will likely be remembered as a watershed moment in the history of online misinformation. It demonstrated that AI technology has reached a point where fake content can be virtually indistinguishable from real footage to casual viewers. This reality has profound implications for journalism, law enforcement, politics, and society as a whole. As AI technology continues to improve, experts predict that hoaxes like the Jessica Radcliffe story will become more common and harder to detect. The tools needed to create convincing fake videos are becoming more accessible, while the skills needed to identify them require specialized training that most people don't have. This imbalance creates opportunities for bad actors to manipulate public opinion and spread false information. The story serves as a wake-up call about the need for better digital literacy education, stronger content moderation systems, and new legal frameworks to address AI-generated misinformation. The Jessica Radcliffe hoax may have been fake, but its impact on how we understand and consume online content is very real and will likely influence internet culture for years to come. Subscribe now to stay ahead of the AI deception revolution and learn how to protect yourself from the next viral hoax that could fool millions.